guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I have a very special guest with me today. So I thought it would be fun to do a video about introducing you guys to my barber slash husband. So this is my barber slash husband, David. And so we're just gonna kind of talk about, how he cuts my hair, why he cuts my hair, how he feels about cutting my hair. Most of you guys know that I have this undercut. And this is the guy who does it for me. He's the one who hooked it up in the very beginning. He's the one who keeps it hooked up. So, yeah, that's what this video is going to be about today. All right, down. So, babe. You're so silly. Okay, so how did you feel when I first called you and I said, babe, I want you to cut my hair?
Another day in the life of David Johnson.
So what you're saying is that I often do things like that? I don't do things like that all the time.
No, but when it comes to your hair, I'm not surprised.
No surprises.
Not
which pretty much aligns with what you guys see on Instagram and Facebook and how kind of outrageous and different my styles are all the time. It's the same all the time. So I called him up literally and said, I think I want you to cut my hair. And he was all for it. You didn't really give me any pushback. So the next morning, I literally got up, went into the bathroom, parted my hair. I parted my hair myself. And I said, okay, I'm ready. And he got up and got the scissors and cut my hair. And then he came behind it with the clippers. And that's how this whole undercut journey, part of my natural hair journey, started. And he continues to kind of keep it trimmed up nicely for me. I came back after that initial cut that we did about a couple months later and decided to bring it up higher because I was so feeling it and I wanted it to be more dramatic. And so we went up a little higher and he was cool with that.
Whatever you want.
Whatever. If I told him I wanted to shave my head,
let's go about it.
You shave my head for me?
I'll take care of it. Better me than somebody else.
All right, y'all, don't be surprised if one day I show up with no hair on my head, because I'm not against that. So you say you would do it, but I don't know.
Hey man, look, whatever you want.
So, I've been getting kind of some questions. You guys have had some questions about kind of what kind of guard is used for my undercut. So I figured that is another good question for my barber here to answer, because I have no idea what he does back there. I just say, hey, hook it up, and he hooks it up. So do you want to maybe talk about what you use to cut my hair?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I use clippers. If you don't know what clippers are, don't touch them. Just leave them alone. Leave it to somebody know what they is. But if you understand what clippers are, then you may have the first step of getting where you're trying to go.
Okay.
These are wall designer clippers. I had them for about, I want to say, 9 years now.
Yeah, you've had those for
10 years.
And they still cut really well.
Clean. Don't get me wrong, I clean my blades. So I take them apart and I clean them up. But yeah, I don't really use a guard. You have your natural guards about a half. It's not really quite a 1, but a little less than a half when you move your blade up and down. So I move the blade all the way up and I go to work. Whenever I part, I pull the blade down, or whenever she wants some designs or anything, I'll pull the blade down and I'll go to work. But every woman need to be edged if you plan on going a little lower. So everybody know about Andes. These are my Andes. I take care of them, and I make sure that she edged up right and she don't have no cuts.
Appreciate
and whatever, I make sure she looking good.
He does.
It's kind of easy. She already good looking, beautiful, amazingly.
He's biased.
Just wow. Change my mind every time I look at her. I say, well, I know for a fact I didn't do that good.
He's laying it
but
on
I did.
thick.
I did. I ain't gonna lie to nobody.
Well, thank you, love.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think it's good to mention that he is not a professional barber. He does not do this for a living.
No.
But I think you decided back when you were in college that you didn't want to pay for anybody to cut his own hair. And so he kind of taught himself how to cut his own hair. And so he cuts his hair when he wants, when he wants to cut it. Right now it's winter, so he's growing it out. My son's hair is kind of the same way, but he cuts his hair, my son's hair, and now my hair. So he is kind of the barber of the family, and it works out very nicely. We all kind of get cut up on the same day. It's like cut day, we just, all get cut up in one day. So, okay, so I have to talk a little bit about designs. So every once in a while, I like to try to do something a little different. And you guys may remember back around Christmas time, I had gotten these 3 little lines that were so hot. I loved them like so much. And that was just spur of the moment. We were at home in Florida, and he was cutting up. You were cutting Jarvel's hair. He was cutting his nephew's hair. And I was like, hey, babe, just do me 3 little lines here. And he just real quick did those 3 little lines, and they were just so nice. So I really love that. So that was the first design he did for me. How did you feel were you worried?
No.
About messing up?
Not that time.
Are you ever concerned that you're gonna mess up?
Every time I pull these clippers out, I'm concerned I'll mess up.
He doesn't act like it though. He's very confident. I'm not concerned. He is a salesman. I'm never concerned. He always act like he knows what he's, doing. So I'm like, hey, hook it up, And I have to say that I trust him. And so there was another occasion fairly recently where I wanted something a little different. It was Valentine's Day, and I had seen this cute little heart on someone who had an undercut. I had seen it somewhere. And I was like, babe, that is so cute. I really want to try it. And so I was like, do you want to try? Do you want to give it a shot? And he was like, yeah, man, let's go.
Try that. Do anything first time.
So we're in the bathroom, and you had a stencil. He had made himself a stencil of a heart.
Homemade, man.
And he was going to kind of outline the heart, and he was doing it. He was doing it, and I was being real still, and I felt the clippers, and I was like, okay, I can feel it. And then he removes the stencil, and he takes this deep breath, like, and there was nothing. He hadn't cut any hair, you guys. Like, it looked exactly the same. I'm like, what?
I know my limitations.
I'm like, what happened? You didn't cut no hair. It's still the same. It was very comical. You were a little worried about that time.
I was more than worried. That's why I ain't cut nothing.
Oh my gosh, that mess was so funny. I laughed like all day.
I just ain't want you to have a crooked heart. That's all.
And I can appreciate that.
Yeah, no.
But I was totally willing, and like, I was all for it. I'm like, you know what? I trust him. And I told you, I said, if you mess up, then we just cut it off. And he's like, you're going to be bald. Like, I have to cut it bald if I mess up. And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe not. So we'll still work on some designs and stuff, but
I know my limitations.
He knows his limitations for now. So
look, I don't mind taking to a barber to get designs.
I know, and I don't mind going to a barber either, but I kind of like what we have. I like, him to hook it up, and I edge him up when he needs to be edged up. It's kind of like this bonding moment. So
13 years you've been edging me up.
13 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So until the time comes where I'm like really want to do something really unique and different, my barber, you guys, and also my hubby. So I just want to take some time to come on and do a video, introduce you guys to the guy who hooks it up all the time, and kind of let him give you guys some information. But that is it for this video, you guys. So we will see you, or I will see you in my next video. Let me know what you think of this video. If you have any other questions for this guy here, then maybe we'll do another video together.
As honest as they get.
He is very honest. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.